Matt Polka at the Fiber Broadband Association conference. Matt, well, let's get your impressions of the conference first, and we'll have a conversation. You were just on a panel. I want to hear your impressions of that as well. But let's start about the conference.
Sure, it's been terrific. I mean, to see 3,000 people here focused on expanding broadband across the country, I mean, I think that's something where all of the associations that were on the panel together that represent various members that are here, we're aligned. I mean, we want to use fiber. We want to use the best technology to provide future-proof networks so people can connect and communicate. And that's something that I think we've seen here ever since we've been here since Sunday.
A common theme on your panel, on previous panels, speakers, was the local efforts to make fiber broadband a reality.
It is true, and there is a lot of education there. There's a lot of work that's required between broadband providers, their customers, and the communities in terms of what capabilities fiber can provide and broadband can provide. Communities that haven't had it before or have had only a little bit of broadband, they need to understand what a life-changing thing this is, and it really is life-changing because we have members in ACA Connects that have gone into communities where they just had basically DSL service for many, many years, and then our members would come in with fiber, a fiber greenfield area essentially, and people were skeptical, thinking, well, the other thing didn't work, this probably isn't going to work either. But once they saw it, and once they saw how good it was and how it clicked, what a difference in their lives and in their communities. So there's a lot of that education that goes on. But we're an ambassador. I mean, we consider, our members as broadband ambassadors, and that's something that we take seriously in terms of sharing with people how life-changing broadband really is.
Yeah, I love that line. I was going to ask you about that, the community ambassador, because that's what your members are. And speaking of members, you guys ran a track at this conference. Why don't you tell us about that?
We did, and it was a cable-centric track, in other words, for companies that were maybe traditional cable operators that are in broadband, and primarily for broadband providers that might be using other technologies, hybrid fiber coax, DOCSIS platforms, and how to integrate more fiber into their communities. And that's already happening. And so it was very good to partner with Fiber Broadband Association to have more visibility into those issues, because as our members in ACA Connects, particularly the cable-centric members that are doing HFC, as I said before, as they're going into new areas, it's all fiber. Any new build, any greenfield, it's going to be a fiber deployment because that's what's going to be future-proof, and it's going to make a difference for a long time. But by the same token, members are already thinking about, okay, in my longer-term plans, based on availability of fiber, workforce, things like that, how can I begin now to rebuild my existing systems and put more fiber in it, put fiber deeper, in that HFC before it all becomes fiber to the home, which ultimately I think it will.
Well, it's fascinating. Gary's comment at the end about Zillow now is going to put fiber as a part of their MLS listing or whatever.
Not surprising. I mean, if we've learned anything over the past couple of years, particularly at the start of the pandemic and what we feared at the beginning of the pandemic, that tens of millions of people are going home and they're going to connect with broadband, and will it be there? We've learned that it will be there, and it's necessary to learn for school, to work, to connect with your doctor, to connect classes, find many ways that you can literally just survive in many ways. And so having that reliable broadband connection in your home, in your schools, in your communities, it's essential. And that's why we're so encouraged by way of what our members are already doing, by way of their investment to deploy more, to provide more speeds, more reliability, and we hope that continues for many, many years.
Well, and we'll get a chance to learn more about that in about a month in Orlando, and that'll be your swan song, and that's why I captured you now. And I want to talk more about that in a moment, but first let's talk about next month, the Independent Show in Orlando, and then we'll talk about you.
Sure. The Independent Show in Orlando, July 24th to the 27th, that will be ACA Connects and NCTC, the National Cable Television Cooperative's 17th annual Independent Show, which we started way back in 2006. The theme of it is charting new courses. And that is appropriate in many ways, not only because of business pivots that are taking place within NCTC's membership cooperative businesses, but charting a new course for myself as well, because after 25 years at the helm of ACA Connects, I've decided to step down at the end of July. We've hired a wonderful new CEO in the name of Grant Spellmeyer, who hopefully people have met by now, but I'll be able to formally introduce Grant there. It is onward and upwards for ACA Connects. I've been very, very blessed for 25 years to do this, but this is not mine to hold on to, but rather to, in a very thankful way, pass on to Grant, to our board, to our members, for the success of our members with new energy, new vision, and new plans ahead, and it's onward and upward for ACA Connects.
Well, you've been reflective of the members. You're a servant leader yourself, and I want to talk about that for a moment, but just it seems, obviously we're not scooping anything on this transition. It's been a very managed transition, but I know you're going to be mobbed with people wanting to say, hey, so long, Matt.
Well, it will be an honor and a privilege to spend time with our members in Orlando. They have been literally an inspiration for me every day. It is my passion to serve them because of what they do, because of who they are, because of the character, integrity, dignity that they have, for the connections that they have in their community, for the difference that they're making. It has been so easy over the last 25 years to be their representative, to speak on their behalf. But hopefully, I've been able to, as someone have said before, hopefully if there's any light shining on me, that everybody understands that light for 25 years was reflected from our members and what they do. So it'll be an absolute privilege to be there with them, and certainly an honor to spend that time with them.
Well, that's terrific, and it reminds me of the why you're leaving. You want to serve your physical community where you are, right?
I do. For many, many years in my life, even from the standpoint of being a young kid, I felt drawn to ministry and service. And I feel like with the time that the good Lord has given me, I can do that. In my community, with our church, Allegheny Center Alliance Church in Pittsburgh. It's an urban church. It's a diverse church. There's so much need in our community. I just want to find ways to connect and help, but also be at home to spend time with my wife, to honor her, to be there for my kids, my older kids, as they're always kids even though they're adults, and to just be able to find ways to give back. And I hope to do that in the industry. If our members call on me, I certainly will be there, whether it's sharing what I've learned over the last 25 years, maybe serving on some boards, maybe even doing some writing about the things that we've learned. It will be a pleasure and an honor, so I hope to stay connected, as well as to be on a few boards within the industry, Cable Pioneers, Christians in Communications, things like that. So I won't necessarily be gone forever, but my Twitter feed might be a little bit different going forward. Instead of work things, maybe it'll be help with improving my golf swing and a few things like that. So, but I am looking forward to it, and I just thank the Lord for the wonderful 25 years He's given me here at ACA Connects.
Well, and I have to thank you personally for everything you've done for VOD, and look forward to continuing our Twitter relationship.
Absolutely.
And I shouldn't have said so long, because we'll always see you on Twitter.
Oh,
so.
absolutely. I'm not going away on social media, despite my older kids and their insistence that I stop.
Yeah.
But,
well, you're not going to TikTok though.
Well, that's maybe something down the road, and I might need, with your experience, how can I become the next TikTok star and make, and really pad my retirement, so to speak. So that's my next goal.
Excellent, Matt. Always great catching up.
Thanks a lot, Ken.
Thanks.
You're a great guy. Appreciate it. Thanks, everybody.